I live in AZ, and if you ever been to Arizona, you know how hot it gets. We're not even in the peak of the heat right now. And there's a lot of families with children. Out here in Arizona, there's no rental assistance. You can't just apply at the Human Service Department and get rental assistance. They closed that in 2024. Utility assistance, they're difficult to get. Food stamps, cash assistance, months before you actually can get anything. It's really bad out here. And there's a lot of families out here that are homeless right now. And they just criminalized handing out water and food to homeless people. They're putting all these extra things around helping people. It's getting really bad out here. You would think that nobody's running the state because you can't get a hold of nobody. It honestly makes me angry because everybody is so excited about the World Cup and what's going on and all the good things that's happening. But you forget that every day there's families out here that are going through it. I have children of my own. I bust every day to make sure that they have a roof over their head. But it should not be this difficult to provide at all, regardless of whether you have children or not. Help these families because they don't deserve this. Nobody deserves this, no matter where you are in the U.S.
Okay, I guarantee it to you, I would make a bet that she's a single mom. And why? Because she started sounding good. Okay, we should be helping homeless people. We should be helping families. All right, I don't know anyone that's against that, so to speak. But then it kind of turned into this ridiculous TikTok logic of businesses, can't help you with water, or it's criminalizing if you hand out or share water. And I was smart enough, I actually looked it up in the state of Arizona. It is not illegal to give people water. In fact, in the state of Arizona, from the AI that I looked up, hey, I'm not a research channel, okay, but I did look up the basics, and it said, well, businesses are encouraged, to give people free water if they should come in and need it. They are not required to, but it is encouraged because if you've ever been to Arizona, man, you think Florida is bad. Florida has humidity and it moisturizes your skin. You just sweat a lot. But Arizona, dry as the lizard desert. Okay. So there's no criminal law in that. But what this whole video is really about is her not being able to get the free money, read as the word assistance, that she believes she should get. And I have the same bonnet. In fact, I think I have the exact same bonnet. So, but I wear mine at night, not on social media, unless it is a skit. So that's what this video was really about, is her doing a self-pity party because she's not getting the free money that she feels she should get for having kids that she cannot afford. That's what the video is all about. It's like sometimes you got to listen to these because the way they start and the way they end, totally different. But it's under the guise of, oh, we need to help children, families. Oh, it's really hot. Yeah, sure.
You deserve to have stable housing, food. You deserve all of that. That is necessities. That's basic.
Just like she deserved and should have used some family planning.
I failed my kids before I even had them because I had already failed myself. I never gave myself a chance to be happy in any aspect of my life. So by the time I had kids, they was already doomed to a life of unhappiness. It's incredibly hard and near impossible to be a parent, the best parent, and provide the proper foundation and joy and love to children when you have not provided that to yourself. And I try to push through it every time. With every child, I tried. But it's just like mentally, I never been all the way there. And quite frankly, I don't even really know how to be all the way there. There's this cycle of resentment that comes about because you're resenting your kids for being there. Then you're resenting yourself for not being there for them. But you're also resenting yourself because you're not there for yourself. Which leads you back to resenting your kids because they play a part in why you cannot properly be there for yourself. And then it's only so much time in the day. It's almost so much time in life, period. And time just go by so fast, and it's just so many things you want to do. But with everything you do, it always feels like something else is being sacrificed. I feel like I wanted to provide for my kids, so I have to go to work. But I have to go work somewhere I don't want to work. Resentment. It was never my intention to have kids and feel like I'm neglecting them. but I never wanted to neglect myself. It often feels like the more I fuel into my kids, the more I'm draining from myself. Time with them takes away from time for me, but time for me takes away time for them. And yes, of course, most people say, just put your kids first. But while I'm putting them first, I am not being put anywhere. So you cannot avoid that resentment. It's incredibly hard.
I'm willing to bet she too is a single mother. How can you tell? Because of the victim mentality they have for decisions that they made. Now, this is not straight across the board. One of them or both of them could be, living with the father, or perhaps married to them, but I seriously doubt it because just from their videos, the stability is not there. This is one of those videos I believe should never be uploaded to the internet. Not because it's not interesting and we can't learn something from it. Although I think for highly intelligent people, we already knew all this stuff. Things like, oh, I realize that the more kids, plural, okay, ZS, that's why I like to call it ZS kids, okay? So the ZS is at the end. So she didn't figure out with the first kid that her time was tight. And then the second kid time was even tighter. And she might even have three to my default of four. She doesn't, I don't believe she explicitly says how many kids she has, but she didn't realize that. See, this is not like rocket brain science, like, oh my God, you just found the secret gold of the stress of being a parent, mother or father. So she goes out on social media, pouts, and basically says, my life sucks. The kids I have, their lives are probably going to suck too. Now, I got to hand it to her though. She got some pretty cute kids. So I think I did look at her picture. I want to say we know it's at least two, but I can't remember, it's 2, 3 around there. Her kids are really adorable. They really are. And the pictures did look happy. So I'm hoping this was just a momentary crash out moment, but come on, ladies, you gotta think smarter. And now come to think of it, I don't believe there was a man in the picture either. Surprise, surprise.
It's never my intention to shorten my children, ever. I get tired of feeling like I have to shorten myself. It's just like, I feel like
less time in the horizontal, more time in the vertical, washing dishes, cleaning, working at Walmart, being a secretary, do something.
there's no way to make everyone happy. Not right now. That's why I try to make myself happy, but that feels impossible. Everything I want out of life just feels so unobtainable, so far away. Like, I'm not worth it. Like, it's not meant for me.
No, it was meant for you just fine. You went ahead and made different decisions. See, you guys, here's the thing. I can't feel pity for people who feel pity for themselves for decisions that they made that got them to where they are today. It's really hard to feel pity. I can feel pity for medical victims. I don't know, I use the word pity. My heart goes out to medical people. My heart goes out to parents who are struggling, with maybe, sick children or something like that. I cannot feel pity for, hey, I chose to spend a lot of time procreating and now I just feel like I just don't have the time for myself and I want you all to feel sorry for me. That was a decision you made. Oh, well, I guess my life just was meant to be broke and in the toilet the whole time. Well, what caused it? Well, I had all these kids and they're possibly with different men. I don't know. See, we are not victims to many of the things we wish we were victim to. Because when we can say we're a victim, then it makes us, feel as though we're not responsible for it.
Then it goes back to, am I just supposed to be a mom? That's not what I want to be.
But that is what you selected horizontally.
I just feel like I was not put on this planet to just be a mother. And God, if I was, just let me know.
He did. 1 time, 2 times. Like I said, her kids are pretty cute, though.
So I could stop trying to fulfill something that just might not be for me. But at the end of the day, if that is the answer, I just feel like I'm never going to be happy just being a mom, because it's not what I want. It's never what I wanted.
So you did it multiple times. You knew you weren't going to be happy, so you did it once and you said, hey, I'm just absolutely miserable, and you did it again. Sorry for the stops, guys. Sometimes it warrants it. I know.
I didn't want to just be a mom. I became a mom because I thought it would bring purpose in my life. I thought it would be a source of happiness. But all it's done is shown me that this is not what I want. but it's too late to reverse.
I've come to realize that no matter how much you try with your children, no matter the sacrifices that you make for them, when they become adults, they will treat you as though you are the worst enemy that they have. Being there for your children does not mean that they will be there for you. So my advice to us as parents is to ensure that we have plans in place for when we can no longer work and take care of ourselves.
My mother always raised me saying, children are not your retirement plan. Because if children were the retirement plan, all the people in nursing homes, yeah, they wouldn't be lying there with no one to visit them.
My advice also to us parents is that you do not depend on your children with the hope that they will treat you the way you treat them or the way you treated them. The same children that you make sacrifices for are the same children that will behave with resentment towards you, and they will feel like you owe them some form of obligation. The children now are different from when we were younger. When we were younger, we appreciated what our parents did for us. And as a result of that, even though they didn't have us as pension, in our hearts, we know that we should at least assist them in whatever way we can.
Okay, without getting into a really long, deep emotional thing, which I'm not ready for, we also have to remember something about them good old days, because that's what she's kind of referring to. I don't know. She's looks around my age, maybe slightly older than me, of course, and I'm 59. So she says that children in the olden days, basically, they respected their parents more, yada, yada. Okay, but let me tell you something else about the olden days. The olden days, abuse was kept much more quiet. Abuse was kept under the table by the education system, by social media, not the way it is today, okay? But social media has always been around, it just changes. The medium we use just changes. So that is true, maybe through the silence, okay, it looked like parents were being more respected, but I can tell you that really a lot more crap was just swept under the rug that everybody ignored. So when people like her, and I'm not shaming her for what she's saying, okay, there is a modicum of truth to what she says about, in the olden days, perhaps things were better as far as kids being more committed to taking care of their parents. But I want to bring up the other side. In the olden days, there was a lot more crap going on that was swept under the rug that could make something appear to be what it is not. That could make a family appear to be stable and happy. That could make kids appear to be well taken care of. Read between the lines. I'm begging you to read between the lines. Begging you. We can't just go back and say the olden days were better, because it appeared kids took care of their parents better. What we have today, where people speak out more, what we have today, where parents are held more accountable to the actions that they had towards their kids, actions that in the olden days would have been disregarded, ignored, looked at as just a family problem. That's all I could say.
Not these nowadays children, not these now. These are a generation of vipers. You'll give them the world and they will resent the heck out of you. So let us put plans in place for when we no longer are able to work, Because if we are to depend on these children that we made sacrifices for, we will end up panhandling for a morsel of bread.